Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Dawn here and welcome to part 4 of creating our journals. So here are our journals. We've done the covers, we've popped them together so they are ready to go. We've got all of our bits and pieces here. Now what I want to do today is I want to create some pocket templates, or well, just some pockets to go in and decorate them up. Not sure where they're going to go, so I want to use different bits and pieces that I have here, including our snippet roll. Excuse me. My my throat isn't doing, it seems to be very croaky. Now I am thinking that I'm going to need some more paper out, so I do have some loose 6x6s. I've got them. There we go. I've just grabbed a load there, so they're sort of like wood shaped, which is perfect. And what I'm thinking is, we've got quite a lot of sort of bits and pieces here. I mean, we've got, I know this hasn't got really much on it, but I quite like the idea of that being on a pocket or on a tuck spot, and that just on there, and then we cut across. Now we need to cut these down to 4.5 inches, so this is going to be a full pocket within our journal. Then it needs to be 4.5, so that's what we're going to do. And I think I'm going to make 10 pockets, so cut that down to 4.5. So I'm just going to cut down 3 sheets, I think, down to 4.5. No, 4 sheets, because we'll have 2 sheets in each one. And then we'll cut them down depending. Oh, I like that one. No, let's do this one. And then we'll cut them down depending on the size that we want them. The other thing that I would like to do is I'd like corner pockets as well. So I'm just going to randomly cut some corners just like this. Just to make sort of tuck spots. Do we want baby ones? I mean, we can try them. I've never done baby ones in the journal before, so we can definitely check. That might be a bit too small, but let's do. So these are going to be those. And then the other thing that I was thinking that I'd like to do is I would really like some belly bands. So I want at least 1 belly band in each book. So that is, yeah. Right, okay, so there's some corner pockets. So we're just going to use all of these. We're going to decorate them. I'm not going to stick them in just yet. We're literally just going to decorate. Right, I don't need any more of that, so that can go away. So keep them, because we could maybe use them in things. They could actually be really good for a belly band, so we could in theory decorate them up. I mean, all I'd be doing is sticking, I think, this one, and we've got another finished one, this one. These would be perfect for belly bands, so I'm going to choose, I'm just going to, sorry, I'm getting all like ahead of myself, aren't I? But we can just, I think about there. So I'm just going to cut across here, and then we're going to cut across there. So this is our first belly band. Okay, and I'm very tempted to have the belly bands in the middle of each book, so we have 1 in each book. Because I think that would work quite nicely. I'm just going to cut across the bottom of there. So that's the 2 belly bands for this book, so I'm just going to close that up. Let's do, because if we do the belly bands now, then they are done. So, oh, look at that, the colours. And then on this one we've got, I want to keep the Alice, so that works out really, really well. So I'm just going to cut across there, and we're just going to cut across there. So there's that belly band for in that piece, which I'm liking. And then in the middle of this one, I think we should have the Cheshire Cat, although we're going to end up getting the head of the dragon, and I think I really want the dragon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the Cheshire Cat. We'll use that on one of the pockets for this one, and then we're just going to cut across there. Right, okay, and then that one should fit in there. Perfect. Right, okay, so belly bands are done. So now we can sort of have a look. We've got one full snippet roll left, which is, and then we've got some little bits of a snippet roll that we can use. So we'll have a look. Right, okay, so I do you know what, I think I'm going to split these in half. So I'm going to do 3 inches by 4.5 inches on all of them, because I think that is a good size. So, and then if they're cut down, they're all done for us. Okay. 3. Right, okay. So that's our pocket. So there's going to be 4 per book. And then we've got our tuck spots. Now the tuck spots I'd like to decorate first. These I'm not going to use the snippet rolls with, because I don't want them to be too thick, just with how small that they are. Although she says we do have the Cheshire Cat, which I think would look really, really good on one of them. However, yeah, let's do it on the, we're going to do it on the pocket. I'm going to glue this down because this is something that I know I definitely want on this pocket. So let's pop some glue on and then stick that down, and then we'll have a look, see if there's anything else we want to add to that as we go. But first up, let's decorate these. So I'm going to use some of the ephemera from the kit because we have quite a bit, and we're going to keep them quite flat as well, and that is really nice. And we've got these little tag things, so let's glue that down. Okay, so that's going to get glued there, and then we've got a little place what we can write on to say what's in that pocket, and just like that. So there's one. I really like that. That's lovely. Right, let me just have a sip of coffee. It tastes so good. It's my first one of the day. That's why it tastes so good. Right. Now we do have these tags, and I quite like the idea. Let's have a look. I like the idea of having, oh, I might turn them into pockets. The tags with, on the, what do you call it, on these, because it's got different things. So we've got travel time, so we could have that on one. We've got best friends, and we've got your birthday, so we could definitely have your birthday. Not sure about the best friends one. Where are they all? These we're going to use as tucks, so these are going to go into the pockets. Same as these are all going to go in the pockets. These we can use for decoration. Series to watch, movies to watch. Oh, you know what, I've got an idea for them. A brand new day that can go in, memories. Let's go outside, smell the flowers, nature's beauty, books to read. Right, okay. I like the idea of getting one of the pages and having these on one of the pages set out, so I quite like that. So that's what we might do with them. and we've got all different ones as well. So they're going to be our little journaling cards, and we can do it to both because we have 4 of each. Okay, so right now I'm literally just going through to see what we have. These we can definitely use for decorating. Okay, we could even use them for tuck spots, so we're going to use them. We've got these as well, which I think would be quite nice. So it's just going through really to see what we have and what we can use to decorate these up. Once I've decorated them up, we'll then stick them into the journal. Yeah, so here they all are. So we've got quite a few which I think would work really, really well. So like travel time, we can put that on. I don't think we'll put the birthday on, so we'll do 2 travel times, because one's for there we go, one's for one journal, one's for the other. Oh, coffee time, I like the idea of having that one, and happy days. So there's the other travel time. Okay, so let's stick that down, and that can go on there. So very simple tuck spots, but I think they will look really nice. Now I do have another 2 that we can put on. I think happy days maybe, yeah, why not? So keep them quite simple, just so that we don't end up with too much bulk. I mean, they're going to end up bulky, but we don't want to end like too much bulky. Now this one we want to be very similar to this one, so we do have another flower which definitely can go there. Okay, so that's just going to sit like that, and then I'm going to use one of these just across there like that. Right, okay, that's the tuck spots done. I'm liking those. So we have got 3 tuck spots per journal. Okay, so let's pop them to the side. Now we do have these that I am going to turn into pockets per each one, so I'm going to cut that down to 4.5, just so that we know it's going to fit in, just like that. Okay, and let's have a look. Now we do have these cards as well. I do want to use, do you know what, I think that would be a gorgeous card. So I'm going to cut that down. That would be a lovely journaling card, and then I'm going to have this one as a journaling card, and then if I take the top off there, I'll have that as a journaling card. They're too nice not to use in like something, so it was just beautiful, beautiful packaging, and I just knew I had to use them, so definitely going to use them in the journals. Okay, so I'm going to put that on that pile. Now we do have these, but I'm sort of wondering, could there be pockets? Could I have a couple as pockets? Or I'm not feeling them like I thought I would. I think I want to do a completely different journal with these in, so we're not going to use them in this particular journal. And the whole reason is I'm just not feeling it. But I want to use them in something else, so they can go to one side. Other thing that we have, so we've got these, so we have groceries, we've got birthdays, and we've got to-do list. These, I have an idea of how we're going to do them in the journal, so put them to one side. Now, these again, we can definitely use. So I'm just, right now, I'm just trying to work out what I definitely want in the journal and what I don't want in the journal, if that makes any sense. I'm just trying to keep it so that everything we pop in is quite useful. So we're going through everything that is here. Now with these, hopefully they'll fit in, but I definitely want a couple of these in each one, because I think these will be quite good. But I don't know, I'm thinking though they might be better off like on the page. So I glue them on the page rather than in a tuck spot. That's what I'm sort of thinking. So, right, I think though, however, they're only going to fit full ways in these ones. Yeah, they are. I've just lost my, that goes in there, and that one goes in that one. Yeah, so they're only going to fit in here. However, what I am going to do, put them in there, is we can quite easily cut these in half. So let's put these in here. So everything that's to go in the journal, let's put them in, because then we can work on one journal at a time. So them ones in there and them in there, and then we have one, you can have an extra one, and then them. Okay, oh, the wind is blowing. It's just blew my gloves everywhere. Right, okay. Yeah, I think this is probably the best way to do it, is just keep adding stuff into these journals of what I'm going to add, just so that, because we've got a massive mess on the table, so it's a bit of a chaotic video today. Right, let's have a look. So I've got 1, 2, 3, right, all 5 of them can go in this one, and then I'm going to cut the other 5, which will go in the other one. And then that's something else we're done. Like I said, I've got a few ideas in my head of how we're going to put this together, but right now we need to sort out all of this ephemera bits and pieces, so that, put that with the other one, and then I'm going to do, put these down like this. Okay. Right. Now that all of that is done, let's put another 2 in each one. So my the journals are just off to the side. I'm just sort of tucking them in, and then we're going to put that extra one in, so they get 5 in each. Now we do have these. And again, we do have, so we've got, and I have an idea for them, so one of everything into one journal, and one of everything into the other journal. Right, okay, that leaves us with what is on our desk. That's going to go into a different one, and we've got, oh, these are all different ones. Let's get rid of this little bit of rubbish. So what we're left with, I am going to decorate up our pockets with. So we've still got quite a bit to decorate our pockets up with. And I am going to use some bits of our, what they're called. Oh, I like that. Our snippet rolls. Oh, I quite like that, but I quite like it sticking up as well. Do you know what? I'm going to use the whole thing of that on there. Okay, let's glue that down. Oh, make sure it's straight, because I quite like how that looks. And then let's have a look. Oh, let's stick. Oh, wrong. Where did I put my glue? There it is. Throw it. Okay, so there's that one ready to go in. So this one is going to go. Let's do the ones for this one first, because it's very Alice in Wonderland. Let's do coffee time on that one. And weekend. There we go. Okay, so there's that one. So let's pop that in there. Got two more for this one and that one. So let's have a look. I quite like that, but I want that one for the little. Oh, yeah. Let's do. Where's my scissors? Let's do the little owl with a book. Okay, so. And then glue that down. And put it on this side. Okay, just like that. Definitely could use that for something. Oh, yeah, I like that. And not just that. And let's keep the rest of it clear. So that's that one. Right, the last one. What other bits do we have? Oh, although I feel, yeah, I was going to say these ones. I'm just going to cut across there. So I want the whole of that flower on, so it's going to sit up. Okay. And we're just going to stick that on there, like so. And then, oh, there we go. And we'll have that floral pattern. Now this one's going to go in the little one. So we'll pop this one in the little journal. So, right, that one's done. What about if we have that? Yeah, I quite like that. Yeah, let's do it. And then we're not wasting anything, which is what we like. Right, okay. And that on there like that. Oh, I like that there as well. With a little bit of extra decoration. Right, okay. So that's that one. Right, one more, which is this one. And let's have a look. I like that. Right, let's just do it, because I keep picking it up and I definitely want it somewhere. So I'm going to put that there. And then because we've got that bow sort of ripped off a little bit, I'm going to have, let's move that out the way. Ooh. And have the hello you, and just like that. Okay, I do feel like we need something else on it, so what about a little banner? That would work. Okay, like that. Loving it. Yep, perfect. Right, okay, so that's our black book done. So we just need to do these ones for the pink book. Do you know what? I quite like the idea of having this on. So let's do it across there. Oh yes, that works lovely. So we're going to have that there, and then finish up with a little tag thing. Right, okay, there's that one. So that pocket, pop it in the journal. Let's have a look. What else do we have? I don't want this snippet. I just don't think it would go. Ooh, I do, however, like that. So I'm gonna have that piece and just across there, and then I'm gonna have coffee time on and just across there. Perfect. Oh, that looks lovely. Oh, yeah, I really like that. So there's that one. So I'll pop it in the pink journal. Right, okay. I'm gonna rip this bit because how cute is that? I just saw the owl peeking behind that boat and I was like, we need that. We need it. Okay, there we are. So we've got that bit. Let's have a look. What else do we have? Oh, and then we could have a no, I don't think that goes. Let's have a look. Yeah, in the center, just like that. Right, okay, so there's that one. Very cute. And then on to a final one, which I think we can have those two flowers. So let's move that because we're not going to use that now. Let's glue that down. And I've just seen that, love it, because I keep saying it. So we're going to put it on. Okay, just there. And there's that one. Love that. Yeah, I really do. Right, okay, let's have a look, see what we've got left, because there is a lot here still. Right, so as far as snippet rolls, and this is what we've got left. I might end up using some more, but I've got a feeling this is going to go into my bit box. And then we do have a load of strips of paper, so I've just got them off to the side. And if we don't use them, they'll just go in my scrap box. But we do have, we've got these strips which we can definitely use. Definitely be using those. I'm wondering whether to split everything up in two, and then when we come in the next part, I'm going to show you what we've done and the bits we've got, but in the next part we put everything together in one journal, and then we'll come back and do everything in the other journal. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera now. I'm going to split all of this into two, and then I'm going to bring in each journal and show you everything that we've made today and everything that will be going into the journal in our next episode. So I'll be 2 seconds. Right, okay, these are all split up. So this pile here is going to go in this journal. This is just for either one, whichever one I decide. But this is what we've done in today's video. So another quick one for you guys, and then we're going to have 2 more episodes, one finishing off the black journal and then the other finishing off the white journal, because I thought we'll do them separately. So we do have our little tuck spots, we've got some trackers, we've got our pockets. So there's 5 pockets I think in total. Yep. We've got little diary type things, more trackers, we've got belly bands, which there is another one in there. We've got some journaling cards, so this one's for groceries, birthdays and to-do list, and then more journaling cards and another tuck spot. And then we're going to have all of these bits to go in to this journal. So I am just going to store them in here until we come to it, so that everything stays together. So that is that one ready to go and ready to start packing up and getting ready. And as you can see, with those bits in there, it's already become quite a chunky monkey. So yeah, I like it. And then our little baby one, our little pink one, we've got our pockets in there. So there's 4 pockets. Again, the little diary bit, we've got trackers, we've got journaling cards, we've got our tuck spots that we've done, and then other little bits and pieces in there as well. And then in here, all of this will go. So that is the journals ready, set up with everything that we need in them, to start putting in them, ready for, yeah, finishing them off. So I will be back with episode 5 very soon, and I think we're going to do the black journal first. So if you want to see that being finished, then do tune in for that. If you are a subscriber, make sure the little bell is click to say that you're notified as and when I do upload, which currently is a Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So it'll be on one of those days. But that's it, guys. That's it for today. I am so excited to see these finished. I've tried to keep this series quite short, like the videos quite short, so I hope you've enjoyed it. But yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one very soon. But until then, please do all take care and happy crafting. Bye.